Good morning, everyone. It's Rachelle. Today is Tuesday, January 29th, and if you've been here before, you know what that means. Tuesday is weigh-in day, and this morning I weighed in. I had a loss of 2 pounds, which makes a total of 13.4 pounds in 4 weeks. So I think that's just awesome. My body is really responding well to the Body Ecology diet and what I'm feeding it. So moving forward with it, I feel fantastic. I have no cravings for anything. I don't want other food. The only thing I did add to my diet that I tried was a little bit of rice. I was looking for something crunchy, and I had a rice cake, and I didn't have any adverse reactions to it. I had no digestive problems with it, or no indigestion, no gas, so it worked. I'm probably not going to have it a lot. I'm rather liking having quinoa and the amaranth and the millet, so I'll just stick with that for a while and use the rice almost as not really a filler, but if there's nothing else to have, you know, rather than going off the diet completely, that's something safe that I can have. Maybe if I'm out at a restaurant, maybe have a piece of fish with some vegetables, or if they don't have any fish that I can have, maybe just have some rice and some vegetables. So it's a lot easier to work in that way if I would allow myself to do that. Today I wanted to talk to you about keeping this diet easy. The best way I found to do that is to follow Body Ecology's principle of 80-20. And I find this real simple, and I don't even think of the other stuff and bog my mind down with that, because I can get really hung up on all the details. And the principle of 80-20 actually covers two things. Number one is eating until 80% full and leaving the other 20% for digestion, to allow your body to digest properly. And the other part is to make your diet, make your meal 20% either protein, grain, or starchy vegetable, which I'm not really eating yet, and the 80% is land or sea vegetables. So for instance, if you are going to have a small piece of salmon, that's 20% of your plate, and the other 80% is vegetable. So maybe you have 20% salmon, 20% cultured vegetables, and 60% broccoli with lemon and garlic, say. That is a good meal, if you ask me. It's very satisfying, and I love it. The same thing goes if you have, say, quinoa. Quinoa is a great seed grain, full of protein. So to have quinoa and sauteed spinach with olive oil and garlic, and then some cultured vegetables on the side, very filling meal, easy to digest. Yesterday what I did was I cooked up some quick broccoli soup with some carrots, onions, dill, rosemary, and broccoli. I cooked that in some vegetable broth. Once it was nice and soft, I used the immersion blender and whizzed it up. It was nice and thick and creamy. I added my quinoa to that, and that was lunch along with my cultured vegetables. And it was satisfying and held me until dinner. I wasn't looking for anything in the afternoon, so that's a really big breakthrough. I used to look for a snack both mid-morning and mid-afternoon to get me through, no matter what I was eating. And this is totally different. You know, I might have maybe a cup of green tea in the afternoon, or some herbal tea, but not looking for food per se. So that's great. I'm also sticking to having my blended green smoothies for breakfast. I feel best when I do have them. And even though I don't necessarily have to have the cultured vegetables when I have a 100% vegetable meal, I do still have some on the side just because I'm enjoying them so much. So one thing I've started to that I'm starting to try. I did try the milk kefir, and I got that in the store, and I've gotten it once or twice, and it was okay. I did okay with it. I didn't really have a problem, but I was only drinking maybe a half a cup to a cup a day. So I've been reading online about making my own milk kefir, and I actually had a lovely woman offer me some free kefir grains. So I have some of that fermenting. So I'm hoping that it does well. I could make my own kefir and have it all that beneficial bacteria readily at hand. And this stuff's not cheap in the store. So I'm really hoping that works. What I also ordered, I had to buy this time, was water kefir grains. And I can use that to make water kefir or coconut water kefir. And I've never had either, but I will probably like it. I used to make kombucha all the time, and I'm imagining that it's going to be similar to that. So my intention is to get the water kefir grains, make straight up water kefir, and then flavor it maybe with lemon and ginger. You know, we like those flavors, so I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a great experience. It was funny when we used to make the kombucha. It has what's called a SCOBY, symbiotic bacteria, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. That's what it is, or it's referred to as a mushroom. And it used to form on the top of the jar, and this thing would grow. And after a while, we had 2 and 3 containers going at a time. So I've been forewarned that the same is going to happen with the milk kefir grain. So we'll see if it works out well, and I'm able to do it properly, and I like it. I'll probably have some grains to share. So I'm sure that I can get some friends and family that would be interested in this. If they like it, I'd be happy to share with them. And I think that's it. I just wanted to touch base with you today about my weigh-in and about how things are going with the diet. I encourage you to try your own thing. Try giving up some of the all of the sugar in your diet. The sugar, I think, is the biggest culprit. That's the main thing. I think even when it comes down to, I know eliminating all the gluten and all the refined carbs has really helped me, but I think in the long run it comes down to that it's still sugar. It's still being converted to sugar in your system. So I think even with everything else that I'm doing, it's eliminating the sugar and the simple carbs that is really having the biggest impact on my health. And we all know it's all about the health. Here's to you. Have your green smoothie and have a wonderful day.